Hi, my name is Lydia Segrist, and I want to take the time to welcome you. Today, we're going to discuss Understanding by Design, which was created by Grant Wiggins and Jay McIntyre. And Understanding Design is also known as UBD, and it focuses on helping students come to an understanding of important ideas and to be able to transfer those ideas to future endeavors. UBD is a way for us to think purposefully about curriculum planning, and it's not meant to be a rigid program or a recipe to follow, so there is some flexibility. And one of the primary goals of UBD is developing and deepening students' understanding and the ability for them to think of the big idea and to be able to transfer that learning. And we will discuss the importance of big idea as I show you this form that you can use to design your unit. So this is stage one. UBD is broken into 3 stages, and as the stages go on, the design elements become more complex. So stage one is what I would consider to be more basic of the 3. To begin with, we will talk about the course unit and summary. And this is where you are going to put your subject area and discipline, your class name and number. You're going to put your grade level that you're going to teach and how long it will take. You'll also want to include maybe the district that you work for, the university organization. You're going to want to put the school name, the department, or corporation. And then you'll put, what type of school that you're working for organization. Is this a training company? Is it a public school, charter school, whatever the case is, you'll fill it in. Then you'll put in any information that's important as far as your resources or content. So, what's maybe the textbook name for the class? What type of links for any online material are you going to use? Next, you'll discuss the individual unit itself. So, what's the title? How long of a time frame is this unit going to take? How are you going to deliver the unit to the individuals that you're designing the course for? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be face to face? Is it going to be a blended course? Or is there another idea that you have for it? Then you're going to talk about the actual course design itself. Why are you developing this course? Do you plan to teach it? Are you a part of a development team that's developing a course? Is this for a project? And then again, you'll talk about the time frame. And then what level of expertise are you? Are you just the course designer? Are you maybe a future instructor? And then are you a subject matter expert, which means you just know all the things about the subject area that's going to be taught. Then we're going to do a unit summary, and that unit summary will start with an overview. And you're going to want to make sure in this section that you give an overview of the unit in your own words, and you're going to want to use simple words. It's not something that's supposed to be complex. You want to be able to use simple enough words that no matter what grade level you're designing it for, they're going to be able to understand it clearly. And then the big idea of or main primary focus of stage 1 of UBD is the big idea. The big idea is the hook of the entire unit. It's going to be something that you're going to write in 1 to 2 sentences, and it's going to be like almost the entire unit objective. What is the one big takeaway that you want students or individuals to have from whatever course it is that you're designing? And like I said, you're going to want to make sure that it catches them and it's not something that's boring or overly teachy. But it's an opportunity for you to be inspirational, to really pull that big idea for them, that it'll stick with them. Next, as you are going through stage 1, you're going to look at professional organizations and where you're going to get your competencies and your standards for the unit. So professional organization, you want to make sure that you put in the name of it, put in the URL link, and then maybe put in if there's a specific site for the competencies. If it was, ISTE, they have several. You would maybe, if you're going to use 2A or 2B, you would want to have the specific URL link to that section. And you'll want to have more than one professional organization. Once you find what organizations you're going to use, then you're going to break down the standards. You're going to search through them. You're going to find the code to that standard, and then you're going to write in specifically what that standard is. And you're going to want to make sure that you have more than a few, especially if you have a few professional organizations that you use. So you're going to put the code in one side, and then you're going to put the standard in on the other side. And that's important for what we do next, which transfer is what you want the students to be able to take with them in the future. What does the student need to be able to do in the future? Is the environment different from the classroom that you're teaching now? So you're going to want to look at, if say I was using Ohio Department of Education and I was a 5th grade teacher, I would maybe want to look at those competencies and standards for 6th and 7th grade. It's what can I do in 5th grade that can help my students get to 6th and 7th grade competencies. So you'll want to find those codes like you did in the previous section, and you'll write those standards. And that's the goal, that you want to be able to help the students to be able to think critically and how what they're learning now can apply to them in the future, and they can transfer that information. And then next, that's followed by a section, what they title as meaning. And it's an understanding, is an idea that results from reflecting on and analyzing one's learning. So in order to be able to help students do that, you're going to want to take those competencies that you have done, make sure you put in the code, and then you're going to write essential questions. Essential questions are meant to be very thought-provoking. It's not going to be something simple as, what color shirt did you wear today to class? Or what did you eat for breakfast? Those are clear-cut answers. An essential question might be, if you're doing a writing assignment in language arts and you ask them, what does it mean to be a true friend? It's them using their higher level thought processes of Bloom's to be able to analyze what it is that you're asking them. So they're going to be able to think critically. So it's going to be able to help them to be able to have ongoing thoughts to deepen their understanding. Next, what specifically do you want students to understand? What inferences should they be able to make? And then when you're writing in the form, you're going to put in the form of a statement. Students will understand that. So for instance, if I was teaching a technologies course, I would say students will understand that not everything they post online is private. Anyone can see it. And then say I had ISTE listed as one of my professional references. I would take that code from their competency and I would put it next to it to meet whatever standard. And then next, on the form, it has a section for knowledge. And knowledge is, what basic concepts and facts do you want the students to be able to recall? And in this section, you'll see on all of these sections, there's more than one knowledge level or skill or whatever it is that you're inputting. There's more than one. So for knowledge section specifically, it'll say students will know, and then you'll follow it, and you'll want to make sure that it matches to the professional organization where you got your standards, and you'll want to put those codes in. And then finally, you'll have a skill. And skills go beyond knowledge. They are the ability to perform and act out a process. So they'll still need to have a competency code to go with them. So you'll want to make sure that you're constantly checking your standards. And then in this, students will be skilled at, and then you'll put what skill you're expecting from them. Thank you for tuning in to stage 1 of Understanding by Design. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I look forward to discussing stage 2 and stage 3. Remember, stage 1 is the foundation for the entire designing of the unit. It's important to remember to use professional organizations to acquire our standards and competencies, and then remember the big idea, which is the takeaway of the entire lesson. It's the hook and it's the thing that gets individuals excited. My name is Lydia, and it's been a pleasure.